bad product. It's stuff like that that me off. Hello there. Today I'm going to review the Pentax 17 film camera. Like as good a time as any to do it, seeing as Ricoh have now taken the Pentax film photography project and Bambi's mummed it. This isn't going to be like a really technical review video. This camera's been out for a while now, so there's lots of great videos out there that already do that. Instead, I'm going to share my personal experiences specifically and talk about what I enjoyed about this camera and what I didn't enjoy when I actually used it to shoot 30 plus rolls through this camera myself. So Ricoh, Pentax, Big P, whatever you want to call them, the people who make the Pentax 17 have recently announced that they are, and I quote, pausing the film photography project. The general consensus online seems to be that this basically spells the end of the film photography project. And I can see why people would think that. I mean, if I pause my diet to eat a slice of cheesecake, I ain't pausing that diet, I'm ending it. So suffice it to say that all of this makes me very, very sad because I love my Pentax 17, and having literally bought into the project myself, I was really, really excited to see what would come next from the Pentax film photography project. Now, in light of the somber news regarding the Pentax film project, I was looking through some of my photos that I've taken with the Pentax 17, and what I figured I'd do today is that I would share some of my favourite photos that I've shot with this camera and talk a little bit about my experience of using this camera, because I've used it a lot. So this is basically going to be like a YouTube video equivalent of me pouring one out for the Pentax 17 as it sails over the waterfalls at the end of the first Lord of the Rings movie, like Boromir after he tried to pop Frodo because he wouldn't share his precious ring with the boys. Selfish. So as you can see, I have taken a lot of photos with the Pentax 17, and one of the things that really struck me throughout the experience of using it is that it is really, really fun. It's just one of those cameras that is fun to use. Photography is my job, so if a camera is fun to use, it makes me so much more likely to pick it up. Like, my digital Sony gear is phenomenal for my work stuff, and I throw no shade at Sony here, there is no way I'm going to pick up any of my Sony cameras just for the joy of it. Whereas I will happily pick up my Pentax 17 and start taking photos pretty much at every opportunity. Now, one of the big issues that people had with the Pentax 17 when it was announced is that it doesn't have autofocus. And whilst technically it doesn't have autofocus, it kind of does. I regularly put this camera in the full auto mode and do not touch the focus ring at all. Because when this camera is in full auto mode, it basically tries to get everything in focus. So I've kind of just been using that as a full automatic mode and just treating it like it was a very, very deep depth of field autofocus, and it rarely misses. Obviously, I wouldn't trust it to get it right if the shot really mattered, but in terms of just general usage, it has worked totally fine. Now, there is no way that I could talk about this camera and not mention the lens, because, oh boy, this thing is sharp, baby. Like, when this lens is on, it is on. There are times when I look at photos from this camera and I like totally forget that this is half frame. The lens is so sharp, and it's such a great move by Ricoh to put a lens in that was this good, because to a large degree it alleviates a lot of those problems that people thought were going to be issues with this camera on paper when it was announced. The camera does have a designated bokeh mode, which is really cool, but if you are thinking of picking this camera up and expecting it to be like a total bokeh machine, you will be disappointed. You'd be much better off buying like a 35mm film SLR and some really fast prime lenses if bokeh is super important to you, because it's not the sort of thing that you're going to get out of this camera particularly easily. I've really enjoyed using the night flash mode on this camera. It's like a slow shutter mode essentially, so you can get those really vibey shutter drag photos where the lights are all wow looking. You know the ones, I love them. And one of the things that doesn't sound like a big deal but totally is how satisfying the film advance lever is to use on this camera. It gives it a real feeling of authenticity, and because the camera in the hand feels really modern, I like that they haven't put an auto wind feature in here, because it feels much more tactile. It feels much more physical to use because you manually wind it on, and that motion is super, super satisfying too. Another great design choice. Even though this video is a bit of a love letter to the Pentax 17, in the spirit of fairness, I want to talk about some of the real world issues that I noticed when I was using this camera for heavy use. Now, I did post a video fairly recently along the lines of I shot live music with a Pentax 17 or something like that, and I did touch on this in the video. I did like a little bit of a review of the camera, and I will link that video at the end of this one, so if you haven't seen that yet, you can go and check that out. I cover some of these points in a little more detail. Today's video is sponsored by me. None of the issues that I'm about to talk about would put me off recommending this camera to anyone because it is a real joy to use. They are things that annoyed me when I was using it. Mild inconveniences, not so much like stepping on a piece of Lego or stubbing your toe, more just sort of like, you know when you're walking behind someone through a wooded area and they bend a twig back as they walk and it flicks back, doesn't hit you in the face, not the face, in like the shoulder or something like that, and you're just like, didn't hurt but it's mildly annoying, rude. These are the sort of inconveniences I'm talking about here. Minor inconveniences. Numero uno, this thing eats batteries. I learned the hard way to never take this camera to a shoot without carrying at least one spare extra battery. Which, to be fair, you should probably be doing anyway, let's be real. Another quirk of this camera is the flashing light warning system. I touch on this a little bit more in the live music Pentax 17 video, but long and short of it is, I've been using this camera for almost a year. I've read the manual multiple times, and I still don't know why the camera is flashing at me. And the final sort of annoying little thing about this camera, and this one has cost me a few photos to be fair, it's super easy to accidentally nudge the mode dial and switch to another shooting mode. And yeah, if you're doing this in the dark and taking it off program flash, for example, to just program, you're gonna lose that photo. A little bit annoying. I imagine it's something that Ricoh could easily fix in the next iteration of whatever camera could have been or might be, just to have notches so that, you know, it's a little harder to turn that mode dial. That'd be nice. But with all of that being said, there is no such thing as a perfect camera, and there never will be. And all of that I've just listed, they're minor inconveniences, in my opinion, in regards to my shooting experience. And for me personally, the positives, of course, far outweigh the negatives, pun intended. The camera's fun to use, produces nice photos, and has a tack-sharp lens. I'm a fan. I am a fan. Yeah, you could argue that it is expensive. £500 is a lot of money. It may be about to come down in price, who knows? I mean, you can argue that £500 is a lot of money, but then people pay thousands for iPhones. I do hope that this is not the end of the Pentax film photography project. I really hope that Ricoh can look at the positives from everything that's come out of releasing this camera. I know a lot of people who've used it and love it as well. And I think a lot of it comes down to that barrier of price makes it harder to get this camera into people's hands, because I think once you've actually used it yourself, it's hard to not enjoy it. Half frame film might not be for you, but it's hard to not enjoy using it because it is a really good product. Like if you like film photography, go out and shoot with one of these, you'll likely enjoy yourself. You might not like the photos, that's fair, but it is fun. And I appreciate that it is really expensive and hard to get a product to market, especially something like a film camera. It feels like a niche within a niche within a niche. So I can see why it could be frustrating for Ricoh to see some of the reactions that people have had to this camera. Like I've seen people ripping into this camera for like 8 full minutes being like, it's awful, do not buy it, terrible camera, bad product, all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, show me the photos that have made you hate this camera so much. And they're like, well, there are no photos. And I'm like, They've never actually touched the camera themselves. They just read something on Reddit and then went absolutely ham online so that they could get clicks. And it's stuff like that that me off, because this is starting, to me anyway, and this is just my opinion, it's starting to feel like a bit of one of those this is why we can't have nice things situations, where they're like, hey, we've made a new film camera, and people are like, oh my god, this is amazing, I can't wait to see it. And they're like, well, this is this isn't what I specifically wanted, so this is I hate all of this. You're terrible people for doing this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think everyone just needs to calm down a little bit and don't review gear that you've never had your own hands on. Like, what even is that about? How can you sit down, pick it apart and call it terrible if you've never physically held one in your hands yourself? Like, get an actual grip. But anyway, I will continue to use my Pentax 17 and I'm sure I will continue to enjoy it. Rest in peace, sweet prince. Rest in peace. Anyway, thank you for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like it, consider subscribing to the channel, all that sort of good stuff. Lots and lots of film photography videos coming up. This arrived today. I've never used one of these before, and I finally got hold of one for a price that didn't make me need to sell any of my organs, which is nice. I'm about to go away for a work trip, so I'm going to take this with me, use it as a bit of a daily carry. So yeah, there's going to be a video about this coming up soon. But anyway, hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Fit check, baby. Gnarly bootleg scream tee. Peace.